Hi beloveds, long time since I've done a video. Been travelling, been going through a lot of stuff. If you keep an eye on my Facebook page, then you have a bit of an idea of some of the things that have been going on. Now, I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and I see that she was going and getting caught in a lot of stuff that was going on. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on this planet that's going on, and there's a lot of drama, and there's a lot of things that are terrible. There are also a lot of things that are beautiful. What do I really want to say here? I wanted to make a statement that as mature people, it is very important, obviously, to be aware of what is going on in the world if you can change it. If you can't change it, watch getting caught in the drama of it and the fear of it. Every time we see but we don't get caught into the drama of it, that we stay present with it, that we hold it in our hearts without going into fear or anxiety or worry, we become like lights. We are lights. Doesn't mean that we don't see the things, we see them. But what you can't change, don't get worried about, and don't necessarily promote, even if it looks like a good thing. Because if you can imagine, I see us, see a map of the world. Every time somebody chooses not to get caught in the drama and the fear that is going on without closing their eyes, it's like a little light that goes on the map. So we're all little lights, and the challenge for us in this time is to be awake and to see, to do what we can do, and to not be adding to fear and worry of things that we cannot change in this moment. By that, we will help. If you can imagine how many lights, just one candle coming into a room makes the whole room light. So sometimes people are coming in the back door and they're trying to pull us down also. So we have to keep rising up, keep being more and more clear with our actions, with our words, and with what we promote and what we don't promote. So from here in the Isle of Wight, I send you much love. I'll download this when I can. But watch where you put your energy. Watch how you speak. Watch what you promote. Even if it looks like it's a very beautiful thing, do what you can do. But if you can't do something, then watch spreading it, because this spreads fear, this spreads anxiety. And I'm seeing in the world that it seems to be very much a trend to also medicate oneself when one gets in depression or anxiety. I think it can be very useful at times and necessary. But I think it has become a habit to do so. And as one becomes a mature person or a spiritual seeker, you are going to open. You are going to open yourself. You are going to open yourself. You are going to open yourself. So that means you will open yourself to all the beauty that is around. But you will also be open to all that is going on which is unkind, that is unpleasant, that is unaware. And as a mature person, you are going to need to find the tools to hold that space which is not disturbed. Now, it will hit you like a fucking hurricane or a tsunami, and the pot will be rattled for sure. But it's a matter of finding that space within the self which is not disturbed. And if something happens and hits you, or something you think, then you go, ouch. You have a cry, you do what you need to do, you have a bit of a freak out if you need to. And then you find this space inside. You take a deep breath and you take the next step. You don't stay in the ouch. You don't stay in the story, because that's just sucking. That's just trying to get juice from something. Why do you need the juice? It's happened. Now you move on. What do I need to do next? Okay, what do I need to do next? Do I need to make a cup of tea? Do I just need to go for a walk? Do I need to just take a deep breath? But we have many tools, and my feeling is that we are too quickly going to the antidepressants and the anxiety drugs. We must stop this. This is not helpful unless in great need, and it should not be done long term. It is a short-term fix. Otherwise, why are you around and becoming spiritual if everything's going to come up? And then if you dumb it down with medication, why are you asking for it in the first place? So basically, it's a matter of holding your space, finding ways that are nurturing to support yourself and that are not medicated. Medicated just dumbs you down. It can be other excuses. It can be drugs. It can be alcohol. It can be anything. Look and see why you're dumbing yourself down. Sometimes you need a glass of wine. Sometimes you need something. But if you're doing it all the time and it is running you, then look and see. If you cannot go without it, you have to look and see what you're doing. Because on one level, you're asking yourself to be open. But then on the other level, you're closing yourself down. This is very destructive to yourself. So try and find a different way. Trying to find a way that nurtures you. Try and just do it one small step at a time and stay in the moment. Everything changes. So even if it's really shitty at the moment, it's going to be beautiful in the next moment. So just choose. But this medication we have to be watching very carefully because this is supporting the pharmaceutical industry. This is not supporting the highest energies. You have to make yourself sparkle, walking through the worst things you can imagine and still find that space within yourself and grow it and keep feeding that space. Anyway, my darlings, I send you lots of love. I'm chicken sitting here, looking after chickens, and my friend's place and the garden. And the next step will be the next step. Anyway, I love you heaps, and I give you the greatest courage. If you need to use these medications or something, use them. And it's a bit like this ayahuasca and all this other trip. If you really want to go and do it in the place, in the jungle, where it is, where these plants come from. Go and do it at the source. Go and do it with all the vomiting and with all the shitting and with everything else you have to do, which will help to clear your whole hara out, will clear all the stuff out. Don't do it the easy way. This is not, if you're just going for the trip is not the idea. Going to these places is the beautiful place. Going to a simple place, going to a simple diet, going to a place where there's ceremony and people that will hold space for you, going to a place where you will clear out your whole body system by vomiting and everything, which is part of this series. If you truly get in touch with the plants, and you make contact with them, once you have made contact with them, you should never have to do it again because the connection should be made. If you are constantly doing it, look and see why you're constantly doing it. Again, is it an entertainment? Is it a way of running away from something? I think these things can be very valuable, but look and see what you're doing. Is it becoming a trendy thing to do? Another thing to be entertained with? Life is simple. Try and find it. And those of you that are mature, you're going to be tested big time at the moment with every little thing, because anything that is not cleaning you is going to be tested. So be aware of it. This is the journey. It takes courage to be a seeker. It takes courage to grow. It takes courage to be open and aware. Don't go to sleep. And have courage. I tell you, it's really worth it. It's really so beautiful. Then life starts to flow. Even if the difficult stuff happens, the tests come, they go, and you don't hold them so easily. I love you heaps. Okay, have a beautiful day. Bye for now. I'll try and download this soon. Bye.